There are no rules. Go!
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of digital fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn, and we are 4 decks deep into some crazy new standard brews coming out of Bloomburrow Early Access. The event was nuts. We did a 24-hour marathon stream, and I have a ton more decks on the way. But this one is called Rat Race, and we finally did it. We went deep into Rat Tribal. We took it in a pretty interesting direction, and I'm not entirely sure if there are very many other content creators that tried to do what we did here with this deck, but the end result was something pretty interesting, pretty special, and I'm really excited to brew this deck again once the set releases on Tuesday and really take it for a proper spin. But even the games that we have here in this deck tech video are kind of insane. You can really see the potential of rats just absolutely swarming the board. And I think the one thing that stands out to me that I didn't really expect is just how much value you can get out of rats and just how full our hand was constantly. Like, we never ran out of juice. We never ran out of stuff to do. We were struggling to actually just be able to get everything in our hand into play because we just constantly had so much gas. And it was super fun. So I'm going to stop babbling. Before we break down the deck, make sure you like the video if you haven't already. It's you guys liking every video that has helped this channel to grow so fast, screamed right past 10K subscribers. That's all thanks to you guys. So keep smashing that like button. I appreciate it. Also, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an upload. Like I said earlier, we have tons of crazy deck techs that we tried during early access. They're dropping every single day, and then even more are coming once the set releases proper on Tuesday. So look forward to that. And if you want to catch a glimpse behind the scenes, catch me live Monday through Friday over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/quarantinedcapricorn, because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. Let's do it. All right. I'm not proud, but we did it. This is a rat deck. This is called Rat Race. Avalan's gonna be happy. If you don't know who Avalan is, you're probably better off. It's fine. So at the core of the deck, we're trying to just go as deep into Rat Tribal as we can here. We've got 2 copies of Wick, the World Mind, and it's the reason that we're in Grixis. 4 mana for a legendary rat warlock. It's a 2/4. Whenever Wick or another rat you control enters, you create a 1/1 black snail creature token if you don't already control a snail. And if you do already control a snail, you instead put a +1/+1 counter on that snail. You can also pay 3 mana in the colors of Grixis and sacrifice a snail, and Wick deals damage equal to the sacrifice creature's power to each opponent, and you draw cards equal to the creature's sacrifice power as well. So, Wick can be a ton of value over time if you can jam him on the field and then just play a ton of rats. You get a snail, you build that snail up into a huge threat, and then for just 3 mana you throw it at the opponent, deal a whole bunch of damage, draw a whole bunch of cards, gas back up, and it can be really, really insane. What are we doing to support this? Well, we need to play as many rats as possible that we can play out as quick and cheaply as possible. So we have 4 Persistent Marshstalker. This card is insane. 2 mana for a 3/1 rat berserker. It gets +1/+0 for each other rat you control. So even with just 1 other rat on the field, this is going to be a 4/1 for 2 mana, which is insane. But beyond that, it also has Threshold. Whenever you attack with 1 or more rats, if 7 or more cards are in your graveyard, you can pay 3 mana and return the Marshstalker from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped and attacking, which is just nuts. No matter how big your board gets, you can just keep returning the Marshstalker every time you swing with even just 1 rat, and it swings in as much power as however many rats you have, which is just insane. It just gets super huge, and the opponent either has to trade with it or let it through. And if they let it through, they're probably just dying, and if they trade with it, it can just come back again the next combat because of the threshold ability as well. So this is just kind of a persistent threat that just keeps coming back over the course of the game and just gets really, really crazy. We've also got 4 copies of Valley Rotcaller. Now, this isn't actually a rat. It is a squirrel warlock. It is a 1/3 menace for 2 mana, but when it attacks, each opponent loses X life and you gain X life, where X is the number of other squirrels, bats, lizards, and rats you control. So we go super wide with rats in this deck, which means every time Rotcaller attacks, it can do a ton of damage, gain us a ton of life, and sometimes just end the game outright, which can just get utterly absurd. We're also running Vren the Relentless, 4 mana for a 3/4 legendary rat rogue with ward 2. If a creature an opponent controls would die, you exile it instead, and at the beginning of each end step you create X/1/1 black rat creature tokens. With this, creature gets +1/+1 for each other rat you control, and X is the number of creatures your opponents controlled that were exiled this turn. So what that means is every time you kill one of your opponent's creatures, at the end of turn you're going to get a rat token in place of that creature that you killed of theirs, which is insane. Every single creature dead gets you a rat token, and those rat tokens get bigger and bigger based on how many rats you have. And since every creature in this deck, other than the Valley Rotcaller, is a rat, all of those rat tokens are going to be insanely huge. Now, how are we fueling this deck? First of all, we're running 4 Gnawing Vermin as 1-drops because it's a really easy way to just go even wider with rats, get an extra rat on the field for just 1 mana, but it's also going to mill us 2 cards when we play it, or target player, but we're usually going to target ourselves, and that's so we can fill up our graveyard and get to threshold faster, so that Persistent Marshstalker can start coming out of the yard sooner, and that's really important. But also when Gnawing Vermin dies, we get to give something -1/-1 until end of turn, so it's also a little bit of creature removal kind of baked in as well, which is really nice. We're also running 4 Cut Down as our removal of choice, because it is just 1 mana. We want to mostly be committing our turns to just going as wide as possible with these rats, so that's not going to save a lot of mana for removing threats, but it will be important to remove certain key threats, so having Cut Downs that only cost 1 mana as our removal suite is really important. But it is worth noting we do have a little bit of removal in addition to that in the form of the snail, right? Actually, I'm a liar, because the snail only does damage when you sack it to an opponent. Scratch that. It's a new set. It's early access. We're learning. So yes, Cut Down, that's our removal. We've also got Song of Totentanz. 1 red and X, create X/1/1 black rat creature tokens that can't block, and then creatures you control gain haste until end of turn. This card is insanely good paired with the Valley Rotcaller, because not only do we make a bunch of rats that can immediately attack, but we can give a Valley Rotcaller haste that we just jammed onto the battlefield and have it swing at our opponent and drain a ton of life right away when they didn't even see it coming and don't have a full turn cycle to prepare for it, which can just be utterly devastating. We're also running 4 Tangled Colonies in the 2-drop slot because it's a nice aggressive 3-power 2-drop threat. Granted, it can't block, but we can just swing in with it every single turn, and if they ever block and trade with it, we get a whole bunch of rat tokens to replace it. Because everything in this deck capitalizes so much on going wide with rats, that's absolutely a game ender under certain board states. So Tangled Colony absolutely must include 4 copies alongside the Rotcallers and the Persistent Marshstalkers in our 2-drop slot. Really aggressive curve. But moving on to our 3-drop slot, we are absolutely running 4 copies of �KARUMANIX the Rat King, 3 mana for a 3/3 legendary Phyrexian rat with Toxic 1. Other rats you control have Toxic 1. All of that's nice, but it's just kind of silver lining value. The real reason we're playing this and why we're running 4 copies is because when it enters, you look at the top 5 cards of your library, you may reveal any number of rat cards from among them and put the revealed cards into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. What makes this so good is you get to reveal any number of rat cards, and because this deck is so dense with rats, it's not uncommon for us to snag 3 cards off of �KARUMANIX into our hand and just completely gas up again. Sometimes �KARUMANIX even reminds me a little bit of Invoke Despair, where you can use �KARUMANIX to dig and find another 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦. The same way that back when Invoke Despair was legal in Standard, you'd play an Invoke Despair, draw a bunch of cards, and draw into another Invoke Despair, and you'd chain them, and it was obnoxious. You can kind of do the same thing with 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦, and it gets really, really crazy. We're also running 2 copies of Lord Skitter, a legendary rat noble that's a 3/3 for 3 mana. And whenever another rat you control enters, you get to exile a card from an opponent's graveyard, which is a nice little bit of extra value. But at the beginning of combat, you get to create a 1/1 black rat creature token that can't block. And that's where the real value lies, because every turn, the turn you play it, you get 2 rats. You get the Lord Skitter and the token that you make, and then every turn after that, you get an extra rat without having to spend any mana. So it's another way to go super wide with rats, super quick, while spending less mana. And we get that little bit of utility in that we can exile things from graveyards if we need to as well, which is really, really nice. And then we're going to run 3 Lord Skitter's Butcher. This guy's mainly in here because one of the modes when you play it allows you to give all of your creatures menace. So if we're going super, super wide with rats, if we give them all menace after the board is big enough, it's just game over. Our opponent just can't block enough of them, and we just win. But there's a lot of versatility to this card as well. So if we need to sacrifice one of our little rat tokens that we don't need, that is, you know, negligible, we can. And if we do, we'll scry to and draw a card. Or when we play this, we could just use it to make another rat token and get 2 rats for 1 card, which can also help us grow our board state and contribute to our rat synergies. So just all around, everything Lord Skitter's Butcher does is really, really good for us, but especially as a win condition, as a way to just give menace to an overwhelming board. And that's the deck. It gets really crazy. You just keep jamming out rats after rats after rats, swinging with the Rotcaller, and just blow them out completely. It gets really insane, especially when Vren starts popping off and you make tons of really huge rat tokens. You just kind of have to see it in action to believe it. So with all of that out of the way, let's just check out the games. Let's see, we got cut down on 1. No 2-drop for turn 2. This looks really rough. All the 3-drops in the world. If we weren't going first, I would keep it. Oh, even worse. So bad. We need as much card advantage as possible. So we're going to keep the colony and the 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦. Alright, we're going to start with Darkslick Shores. Make sure and get these fast lands out ASAP, so we don't risk being stuck with 1 in hand, you know? We want to put the Rotcaller out last, I think, because we want to dodge a removal with it. It's going to be a prime target for sure. Ooh, dirty rat. Alright, we're going to jam 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦 right now, because we want to get that toxic one, I think. And we'll grab a Wick. Oh, we get 2. Oh, that's gross. Oh, it's any number. Okay, we need 4 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦s. 100% we need 4 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦s. That's insane. That is absolutely insane. We trade, we get rats. Jeez Louise. So I think if we top deck a land, we will play the Wick since we have 2 of them. If we don't, we're probably just jamming 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦 again. Well, I guess if it dies, we do. Okay, there's the land. No dice on the swing. We can double block with Wick and 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦 since we have another 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦 to play, and he can only kill the 𝐾𝐫𝐿𝑦, which is nice. He could use his map token, and then he would be able to kill Wick, in which case we probably wouldn't double block like that. I think we're up against John Likes Games. Very nice. Hunter's talent. Sure. Killing something. But what? 𝐀𝐫𝐞𝐧𝑚? Perfect. That's what we wanted. That's what we wanted, baby. No blocks. Another Wick. Good God. I mean... kind of tricky. I guess we play 𝐀𝐫𝐞𝐧𝑚. Grab a Vren. No attacks yet. Just kind of hold the fort for now. Be really nice to have some death triggers in this deck. We go super wide, but we're not always in a position where we can swing with everything. I wonder if there's some kind of a sacrifice payoff we could use in this deck. Maybe Pitiless Carnage would be good. Alright. Rat again. Man, this is tricky. We don't really have too many good options, huh? I guess we just do that. Can't really swing yet, unfortunately. I'm not sure if Vren is right for this deck. Vren wants to be in a deck where the other player's stuff is dying a lot. I don't feel like we have a lot of ways of killing stuff. We have a normal removal suite of targeted removal. But other than that, we don't really have a lot of ways of forcing their stuff to die. Since we have a lot of token creatures, it's usually the other way around. It's usually we're running our team into their dudes and they're eating up some of our guys, but none of their guys are dying. A 6/7. A 6/7. Kill what you would like. Thank you for the rat, my friend. Oh, we rattin'. We rattin' like crazy. Yeah, we'll take all the rats. We'll just take all the rats. It's fine. Play a Tangled Colony. It's all good. Do we swing with the 8/8? I don't think so. I think we just hold it back as a blocker for now. Good God. This deck. The menace from the butcher, guys, is gonna be bananas. Alright. Vren's toast. Plays anti. So... you can only block one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They've all got toxic, right? 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We give him 7 poison counters. Do 14 damage. It's not quite enough. It's not quite enough. I think we're gonna wait. I think we're gonna Lord Skitter. And no attacks. But next turn. In fact, maybe we should have just swung with Tangled Colony. It can't block. And if they kill it, we just get even more rats. Yeah, if I had this turn to do over again, I think I'd swing with the Tangled Colony. And if I'm swinging with the Tangled Colony, I'd probably swing with the 9/9 too. Alright, leveling things up. He puts twice and then twice again, so quadruple counters on something. That's kind of crazy. Or is it? No? Oh, they don't stack? I think they should stack. But apparently they don't stack. Which is weird. Very weird. Menace? Good God. Take 11. And I have a 7/7 snail to just throw at someone's face? Good God. Okay. Rats are real. Rats are real. Alright. We're gonna keep this. This looks good. Start with the cliffs. We'll go river into colony. We'll do some 𝐴𝐫𝐞𝐳𝑐. What a card. What a card. New. MTG. MTG. We're gonna go rat. You dirty rat. Get another 𝐴𝐫𝐞𝐳𝑐, sure. Swing. Well, we've got our 3-tree city. We could kill something with the Bitter Triumph. Who needs that? Who needs that noise? Just swing with the Tangled Colony. More poison for you. New. Nanu. Night of Sweet's Revenge. Night of the Sweet's Revenge. Sorry. Delicious. That's a lot of 𝐴𝐫𝐞𝐳𝑐. Holy moly. What do we even do? Guess we just do this. Smash. And then we do lots of smashy smash. While we can. We have other 𝐴𝐫𝐞𝐳𝑐s, so we swing with that. We don't swing with Wick, right? Well, he'd have to double block it. And we do have another one. You know what? We'll just swing with everything. Screw it. Screw it, man. Alright, take all the damage. Take it all. That's fine. You're down to 10. And we've got another 𝐀𝐫𝐞𝐧𝑚 to replace it. We've also got some bitter triumphs. Very nice. You know what this deck really needs? 1-drop rats. It would be able to exponentially get on the board quicker if we had some 1-drops. Rottenmouth Viper, oh god. We'll do that, that's fine. It's all in the hips. It's all in hips. We could throw this at his face. Right? 6, 7. Very, very close. Very, very close. Very, very close. It's not close enough. I guess we just play 𝐀𝐫𝐞𝐧𝑚. Try and get some value. We really need 1-drops. Like, holy moly. Think about how much faster we could get on board if we had good 1-drop rats. We'd have like 2 or 3 extra creatures out right now. That wouldn't be tokens. We just gotta look and see if there are actually any good ones. So I have to block all of these. Ooh, this one has trample. Alright, I'm gonna have to discard Wick, Tangled Colony. So I have to block everything. Actually, that doesn't even matter, does it? Yeah, I'm still dead to the trample. Yeah, regardless. It's just too slow. There's an insane amount of value, but we just can't cast the value quick enough. We hawking some ham, boys. We'll keep it. Well, hello, friend. We'll play the Cliffs and a Vermin. Self-mill ourselves. 3-tree city and a Marshstalker. 2 cards to our 7. Let's go. No blocks. Not yet. We will eventually when we can get value off of it. Eventually. Do it. Do it. Do it, old maid. Two for 1. Sure, he'll get a couple treasure tokens. Hopefully he uses them to cast something we can cut down, and then we don't regret it so bad. Tapped land helps. What are you playing? 𝐀𝐫𝐞𝐧𝑚, the Seed Miser. Interesting. Well, we can't cut it down. But we can if we hit it with the Vermin. Although I don't think it's worth it yet. I think I would rather play 𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐿 and try to refill my grip. Yes, let's do that. Let's do that. No attacks. Very nice. Scavenger's Talent. How talented are you, sir? Alright. 4 lands. What do we want to play? Do we want to play like 2 2-drops? Or like a Lord Skitter and hold up a cut down? I think we want to just get out 2 Tangled Colonies. They seem really, really good for smashing through against 𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐿. We also have another 𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐿, so we'll just do that. And trade if he wants. Would you like to trade? Nice. Yes, you have food tokens. You also have nothing on the board. We have 2 𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐿s in our hand. So crazy. Alright, well. Let's play 𝐴𝐵𝐿𝐿. Gas up again. Insane. Let's swing with the Tangled Colonies. Hit for 6 unless he trades. And what is this ability? Whenever you sack a food, make a rat. Let's shut that down right now. Let's cut that down right now. I do think we found the right version of the deck. Hey, welcome back, Foodzy. So you got a deck to check out. Oh, it's the handoff. Cool, cool. Well, let me smash some hawks first, and then we'll make it happen. What is he planning on doing? I don't know what he's planning on doing. I guess we go Lord Skitter. Get that out. We could just give it haste. I think I'd rather just get down a Gnawing Vermin though. And then we'll exile Camellia, I guess. And mill ourselves. That gets us to Threshold. Well, I think we're already at Threshold. So now we can start bringing Ding Dong out of the yard if we ever have enough mana. I mean, that's the one problem. We gas up so much with 𝐴𝐵𝐿, we just never have enough mana to actually play it all. Which is, something. Something for sure. Doggos are thirsty. They are drinking the water. Alright, let's get rid of the other Camellia. And let's jam for 7. We do not have the mana. It would be pretty cool if we did. Maybe that's why we need the 3-tree city. It's nice when it works. Yigra. We're all food. We are all food. All of us are food. We are foods. I guess probably just go like this. And then we'll totes. Just to give everything haste so Vren can attack. And then we'll smash. We should have just brought Homeboy back though. That's what we should have done. Alright, we're gonna keep this. We're gonna lead with the mountain to not give away what we're playing. And then we're obviously going to play the Marshstalker first, because if it dies, we can get value from it out of the graveyard. Oh my god, dude. 3 Marshstalkers? That's too many Marshstalkers. Like, when are we ever going to be able to pay enough mana to bring 2 of them back from the grave in the same turn? Never. Never, bro. Camellia, sure. 3-tree city. Naming rat. I think we just Lord Skitter and go for it, man. Would you like to trade with my Persistent Marshstalker? 𝐴𝐵𝑒𝑳𝑐𝑎, tribute to the World Tree, all will be one in Frogstorm. Yeah, we'll do something like that. We'll do something like that. I want to make a new version of Insidious Roots too.
thrilling share in my glory.
Here we go. What are you going to bring back? I can't even look at the graveyard. This bug is so annoying. So annoying. But it is what it is. Alright. No 4th mana. We need to go as wide as possible so that next turn we can get some mana off of 3-Tree City. So how do we go as wide as possible? For sure. I guess we just go Butcher. And we will exile Thorn Vault Forager. And then we will make a rat token. And we will exile Camellia. And then we'll move to combat and make another rat token. Exile Bartolome. No things in your yard allowed. So next turn, you should be able to make 5 black mana with that 3-Tree City. And that seems really good. In fact, if we wait until post-combat, we could make 6. We'd get another token from Lord Skitter. Aww. Aww. Butcher in the yard. You are running out of cards, my friend. It seems like this deck just never runs out of cards. It's crazy. Just never. Alright, swinging in. That's fine. Untapping Camellia? Sure. Playing Bartolome. Playing a land. Down to 1 card. 1 freaking card. We're gonna move to combat. We're gonna exile. We're gonna make rat. No attacks. Then we're gonna go black. 5 mana. We're gonna play the colony. I really want to play like Marshstalker or Rotcaller, but I also don't want to waste my mana. Although I think it's better to waste the mana than it is to waste the menace, right? Let's do this. Let's play the Rotcaller. Let's play the Rotcaller. That seems bananas. Bananas. How wide can we go? We need 1 red mana, 1 black mana, and then as much mana as possible, preferably. So that we can play the Butcher to give everything menace, and the Totentanz to give everything haste. So if we can top deck a land, that would be awesome. But even if we don't, I don't think it's the end of the world. We just make black and we play everything else. We just don't get the haste. Egra, huh? That's fine. Wait, does it just keep happening? Oh, does he have an automatic win with a 4-card combo? Why is everybody today obsessed with these 4-card fragile combos? 4 or 5-card fragile combos. 4 creatures, any one of which just gets killed before you get all 4 and you just can't do it. You know? Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.